There will be some maintenance today, but also we will get some gifts to make up for that maintenance. But more importantly, the next DLC has been added to the test server. Let's take a look. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Now let us start with the bad news. So sadly, today, April 5th, 2023, all worlds will be taken offline at 6 a.m. Pacific time, again on April 5th, 2023. Basically, it's going to be some Daybreak maintenance that will impact all the Daybreak games. Downtime may last up to 8 hours. So sadly today, if you try to log in and you can't, that is why. We will get some gifts to try to make up for that maintenance. So everyone should receive 100 replay badges, 25 source marks, and 1 reinforced nth medal. It's worth 12,500 artifact XP. The gift can only be claimed once per account. Also, the next DLC has been added to the test server. I'll put a link to the forums where you can go in order to be able to gain access to the test server. Normally when something gets added to the test server, it takes at the very least 2 weeks before we can see it on the live server. So we still have at the very least 2 weeks to wait before the DLC gets added to the live server, but it could be a bit longer than that depending on how long testing lasts. The DLC will have a new open world map, there's a new Dakota City map. I will try to make a video showing that map soon. There's going to be 1 duo, there's going to be 1 alert, and 1 raid. I know that some people were hoping that we would get 2 raids, but it would seem that we only get the 1 raid. And we will get a new ally, a new static ally. Obviously, I will make a video about it when I get the chance. And we will get a new artifact, Eben's Untethered Shadow. It is a DPS artifact. And there has been some rumors for quite some time that there would be some changes made to the Eye of Gemini. Sadly, it's no longer a rumor. We have the official confirmation right here. So they will change the Eye of Gemini. I guess the reason for that is that the Eye of Gemini has pretty much become required in many groups. Many groups, if you don't have the Eye of Gemini, sadly they'll replace you with someone else who does have the Eye. It's sad, but that's how it is. And one of the sad things about this Universe Online is that the players always find reason to be able to exclude other players. And this is an example of that. If you don't have the Eye of Gemini, there's many groups that will not even want to have you in their groups. It's sad, but that's how it is. So there's been some talk about the artifact changes, and especially the Eye of Gemini for some time. And now it seems that we do have the official confirmation of that. Although at this point, it is still in the test phase. So it could still be subject to changes. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't like to talk about stuff on the test server that is still on the test server, because too often, by the time I'm done publishing my video, the video is already obsolete. So I guess I'm going to wait until we see the actual changes made to the artifact on the live server before talking about it. Although I wasn't one of those who was abusing the artifact. I had it because sadly, as I mentioned, it is required in some groups. But I have to admit, I don't care very much if they change the artifact or not. Although I can see that a lot of people will be very unhappy. If you spend $100, $200 to upgrade your artifact, your Eye of Gemini to rank to 100, yeah, you'll probably be a bit unhappy if they're nerfing the artifact. Sadly, it is a risk you run with all the artifacts. You never know. Artifacts requires a lot of resources to upgrade them to rank to 100, and you never really know if those artifacts might be nerfed in the future. Although sometimes they did get a boost, like when we got the Lazarus Pit. At some point, they did give quite a boost to the Lazarus Pit, so you take a chance either way. And of course, with the new DLC, we are going to get new rewards. The new currencies will be the Metal Clinic IDs and the encrypted schematics. Why 2 currencies? We are going to get a bounty system, pretty much like what we got with the Wonderverse DLC or with the Legion of Superhero DLC. The new styles will be the Bright Booster style and the Shadow Bender style. The Bright Booster style will be modeled after Rocket, and the Shadow Bender style will be modeled after Eben. Full disclosure, it's been a long time since I read any of the Milestone comics, and I have to admit, I barely recall what Eben looks like. The one character that was highly requested was Icon, and for some reason they decided not to give us the Icon style. It's sad, but that's how it is. Not sure why they selected Eben as opposed to Icon. There has to be a reason, I just cannot tell you what it is. Although we will get some new rewards at some point in the future, so hopefully the Icon style will be included in those new rewards. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that. And of course, we'll get some new adaptive augments, some mutagen injectors, I'm not sure what those are supposed to be, and some Delustil armor weave of omnipotence. We can see what the style looks like thanks to iconic simulation on the forums. It is a style inspired by the evil Major Force, and you can see also the emblem is not in the center of the chess piece, it is to the left of the chess piece. We have also the upcoming Kyle Rayner chess piece that has the emblem to the left of the character. I guess it's a new emblem slot that the devs have decided to use a bit more. So here we can see the style inspired by the evil Major Force, and it is also an omnipotence piece of gear. Very often for the OP gear, we get the rings or neck pieces or stuff like that. But here we are getting a chest piece. Oh yeah. And of course, we'll get some new feats, generator mods, base items, and more. And last but not least, way back when we had been teased that would be a new feature added to the game. That new feature will be a new emote system. Technically, we will still have the old emote system. We are still going to be able to access the emotes the same way we used to with the emote menu. But they've added an emote wheel that will give us quick access to 8 emotes if we want to. And they've also added a Plastic Man vendor. So if you're wondering where can you get those emotes, you're gonna have to go see our friend Plastic Man, and then you can purchase the emotes from him. Full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of emotes. I use the bow emotes and the thumbs up emotes, and that's pretty much it. But the wheel will make it very convenient to be able to use those emotes. And if I take my crystal ball and look a bit into the future and turn myself into Nostradamus Multiverse, they are most likely going to try to monetize those emotes at some point. Other games have been doing that. Destiny has been monetizing emotes for quite some time. There's the Marvel Avengers game also tried to do that. So if I was to make an educated guess, I would say that they are probably going to try to monetize the emotes somehow. My guess is they'll probably come up with some sort of legendary emotes that either will have to purchase from the marketplace, or maybe some legendary emotes will be included in the time capsule. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. They did try that with the white mods at some point. I don't know if you guys recall, at some point they had added some white mods to various time capsules way back when. But they quickly gave up on that idea, and they finally decided to put all the white mods on the dispenser, as they should have been from the beginning. So I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe they'll just add new emotes to the Plastic Man vendor, and we'll be able to purchase those from Plastic Man using source marks. But again, my guess would be that they are going to try to monetize the emotes somehow. I don't know if the demand for new emotes is high enough that they are actually going to be able to monetize them. But there seems to be some people at least who are asking for more emotes. So maybe those people will be willing to pay for new emotes. But I guess at the end of the day, it's all going to be a matter of how many people are actually willing to pay to get new emotes. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. So there you go, guys. So there will be an 8-hour maintenance today that will affect all Daybreak games. So sadly, we're not going to be able to play this Universe Online today. So if you have some errands to run, today will be a good day to do that.